What is kinetic energy? In physics, the kinetic energy of an object is the energy which it possesses due to its motion. It is defined as the work needed to accelerate a body of a given mass from rest to its stated velocity. In other words, kinetic energy is potential energy in action.
In this example, we can see how the arrow's potential energy is exerted through the bow and converted into kinetic energy.
There are many formulas for calculating kinetic energy. One of them is the change in kinetic energy is equal to the negative change in potential energy, as you can see here.
To find potential energy, you must multiply mass times gravity times height. The mass of this Oscar Mayer Wiener is around 2.5 kilograms. Gravity is 9.8 meters per second, and the height, well, we're about to find out.
The height is equal to 2.5 meters. So, using the formula, potential energy is equal to 2.5 meters times 2.5 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second, which is equal to 61.25 joules.
Now we're gonna let the Oscar Mayer Wiener go!
As you can see here, the change in potential energy is equal to the potential energy final, which is 0, minus the potential energy initial, which was 61.25. So the change in potential energy is equal to negative 61.25. So now we plug it into the equation, which is the change in kinetic energy is equal to the negative change in potential energy, meaning the change in kinetic is equal to 61.25. And since we had no initial kinetic energy, the final kinetic energy is just 61.25 joules.
Another formula for kinetic energy is 1/2 mv squared. So to find kinetic energy of whatever object, first we have to find its mass and then its velocity. So today Melissa's gonna demonstrate for us an example. We're gonna find the kinetic energy of this item right here. This weighs around 0.025 kilograms. So now we have to find velocity. To find velocity, we have to find distance over time. The distance from the front of the table to its destination, which is this can, and this is gonna shoot the ball into, is 3 meters. Now, we're gonna figure out the velocity. To find velocity, we need to figure out distance and divide it over time. So now we know that the distance is 3 meters. So now to find the time, Melissa's gonna throw the ball into the hoop. Yes! That took around 1 second. So if we divide the distance, which is 3, over the time, which is 1, we get a velocity of around 3 meters per second.
To conclude, we plug everything back into the equation. Now we plug in 0.025 kilograms for the mass. For velocity, we plug in 3. Now we multiply mass times velocity squared, which gives us 0.225. Now we divide by 2, giving us a total of 0.1125.
Yeah. Yeah. Running around with my head down, my pride hit the ground. They told me I was only burning bound.
In conclusion, we can see several examples of kinetic energy everywhere, even if it's a car moving, a plane flying, or simply kicking a ball. Anything that is moving has kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? In physics, the kinetic energy of an object is the energy which it possesses due to its motion. It is defined as the work needed to accelerate a body of a given mass from rest to its stated velocity. In other words, kinetic energy is potential energy in action.
I believe